You know, people always like to call mentally disabled people, like mentally disabled, disordered people, like delusional and all that stuff. And all that stuff. Like, here's the thing, they always like to put people under the category as delusional. And here's the thing, delusional is a mental illness that should be separate from all the other mental illnesses, all the other mental disorders, disabilities, etc. But you know who else is delusional? Most normal people. Most of these normal people are the most delusional people I've ever met. Like, my mom's delusional because she never believes that she's wrong. You cannot correct her at all without her starting an argument. She never thinks that she's wrong. She may say, well, sometimes we both are wrong, but she's only saying that to justify her actions and to trick you into thinking that you're the one doing the same things that she's doing. But really, she's doing most of that dirt. And it's like she did that to me once, and then I realized, wait a minute, I don't do that. And another thing is, like, how do I say this? Like, she never really takes accountability of her actions. She can't even name most of the horrible things that she has done that were really toxic to me. She can't even admit most of the toxic things that she has done to me, that she's done towards me. Like, she can't even name the toxic things she's done to my sister, that she's done to my brother. But my brother is going to enable it. My brother and my sister is going to enable it. Like, what? So what? It's normal. Like, because they narcissistic too. And it's like, the group home people, they are normal because they're not diagnosed, but really they are undiagnosed narcissists. They are delusional because they never think that they're wrong about anything. Like, paper in every paper of any conflict we have, it's always about me being in the wrong. They never admit any of their wrongs in any of their papers. That's how you know how delusional they truly are. They may say, like, oh, all you ever do is complain. Then stop giving me things to complain about. How about make a change for once? And if you say, well, I did, and you still complain, that's because you ain't changing. You're not doing anything about it. Okay? Whatever little thing you're doing to make a change, what you're really doing is you're saying that you're doing something, but you're not really taking action. You're saying that you're doing something in front of authority just to make yourself look good, but you're not really doing the work. So, you don't like it when I complain? Then don't give me nothing to complain about. That's it. Like, actions speak louder than words. Alright, you can't just say, like, judges, just because somebody knows the right words to say in front of you does not mean they're actually taking action to actually make a change and actually solve their problems. So here's the thing. It's like, how do I say this? Most people Most normal people are the most delusional people in the world. Okay? Most normal people are the most delusional people in the world. They don't even think that they're wrong at all. They don't think, like, if they are delusional to think that you're always falsely accusing, you're always the problem, you're always causing problems, like you're always doing this, you're always doing that, it's always your fault, then they're delusional to the point where they think that they're always right, they're always the victim, they have done nothing wrong, and they never done anybody wrong their whole entire lives, which is not true. Everybody has been the villain in somebody else's story. You have, judges, I have, we've all have. I can name the horrible things that I've done. Like, let's say for example, when I was like a little kid, this dude liked me, okay? I was this bullied kid in school. This dude liked me. He was always flirting with me. And then we were walking home from the bus. This girl was like asking me like, does he like me? But she was only asking just to gossip. And then I don't know why I did that, but I was all like, nah, yes. And then I haven't seen this guy ever since. So I assumed he killed himself. We were little kids. Like, here's the thing. Little kids, you're never too young to kill yourself. You're never too young to be suicidal, okay? You're never too young to be suicidal. Okay? And I know he couldn't afford. And I know he couldn't afford to move out like that. Like, just after one asshole I'm sorry. I know he can't just afford to move out after one piece of bullying. Okay, I literally ruined his life. See, I can name shit that I did wrong. I can name I can name all the ish I did wrong. Horrible stuff that I did wrong. One time, hold on. One time I pulled a Karen. Okay, it was lack of compassion. Never again. Because a dude farted in my face. Not justifying anything, it was a jerk moment. One time I was really rude to my niece. Just a personality, just a toxic personality trait where I was like, that kind of rude. And it was like, she was talking too much. It was like, I was really rude. I was like easily annoyed when it comes to her, isolating myself from her, not giving her enough attention, like abandoning her. Like, I got that from my family. And then it caught up to me when she started acting like my little kid self. And then now it's too late. Now she picked up on it. And now she's rude to me. My niece will probably say, like, oh no, it's just from school. It's just from school. Maybe. But part of that is from my little kid self. Like, most part of that is from my little kid self. And from Like, most part of that's from my little kid self. From her mom, my mom. Like, yeah. My traumatized self was like not the nicest. And before you be like, how dare you be like that towards your niece? Here's the thing, okay? I was raised like this. All right? I was raised like this. All right? When you in a dysfunctional family, siblings, like, you be taught that siblings, like, when you close in age with a kid in your family, what you taught is that you two are meant to fight. You two are meant to not get along. More than you are supposed to love each other. Like, because that's just how siblings and aunties and nieces do. That's what I was taught in my family. And before you start being like, oh, that's just you. No. My mom had a bigger influence on me more than I don't raise myself like that. Stop acting like I'm her mother. You can't blame it on the internet. You can't blame it on me. Like, when kids develop a personality, they got to get it from somebody. But it can't always be the internet. It can't always be stuff that they like or their hobbies or something like that. Parents need to take responsibility. Like, haven't you even watched these videos on these comedy skits on black moms, Filipino moms, Asian moms, like showing how toxic they are, but showing them in a comical way? You will see the dark sides of how we were raised in these households. Like, you will see the dark sides of how black moms were raised in these households. Like, I don't remember much of my childhood, but whenever I watch these videos on these black moms videos, it just hits home. Especially the stop crying or I'm gonna give you something to cry about. I remember all, like, these stuff about black moms beating their kids over little stuff, siblings hating each other, treating each other like crap, manipulating all that stuff, being fake, toxic, and all that stuff. Like, when you in a dysfunctional family, you find that stuff normal. And then you start hurting everybody around you because that's how you're raised. My mom be acting like I'm manipulative towards her. Like, here's the thing. Like, I am just learning about manipulation. But if I ever was manipulative, like, I got it from her. If we talking manipulation, she's the one who started it. She's the one who taught me that. If I was the one being manipulated. Because my brother's already trying to manipulate me. My sister's trying to manipulate me. Like, they the main manipulative ones. I'm not. I'm just learning how to know when I'm being manipulated. Knowing when I'm being manipulated. Because sometimes I don't know my truth. Sometimes I don't know my truth. I could be easily tricked into not knowing my truth sometimes. So yeah. Like, here's the thing. When you live with somebody for a long time, when you live with your parents most years of your life, that person raises you more than you raise yourself. I don't care how often they abandon you or any of that. That stuff, she's raising you even if she's abandoning you in the most messed up way possible. That's how you become a narcissist. That's how you become a narcissist or somebody who's codependent or something like that. Like being codependent, being narcissistic, it may be common, but it ain't normal. That's a mental illness. Like codependency will put you in an abusive relationship. Will put you in an abusive relationship. Will put you in an abusive relationship with a crazy person, like just beating on you every 2 seconds, who just preys on shy people who have no boundaries like yourself. Like, I almost got myself into an abusive relationship with one of my friends from high school because I was codependent, I was shy, I had no boundaries, and how do I say this? I was soft-spoken, and that was it. So yeah. So here's the thing. If any of group home staffs are calling me delusional, you got to look at the person who's calling me delusional. Because people are so used to overusing that on mentally disabled people, mentally disordered people, just to hide the fact that they're the ones who are delusional themselves. Because when you get called, because we are so used to, because think about it, we are like, we have been, like, the amount of times that we have not been listened to so often, the amount of times that we have not been listened to, you got to look at the person who's trying to get people to not listen to us. Especially if the person is always blameless. Like, if this person is always blameless just because they're normal, if this person is always blameless because they're normal, that person is delusional. Because that person doesn't think they're wrong. They think that they're perfect. They think that they've never done anybody wrong in their life. They think they've never lied. They think they've never cheated. They think they've never done any wrong in their life. So yeah, God bless.